Welcome back to Greg Plays Games. If you like Nintendo games, you have come to the right place. Today I'm going to give you my top 5 video games that I played on my Nintendo Switch in 2021. But before I go into my top 5, I have an honorable mention and a dishonorable mention. So my honorable mention for 2021 is, as you can see on the screen, Breath of the Wild. This was technically my second playthrough of the game. That's why I'm just kind of leaving it as an honorable mention. I actually went and did a Master Mode playthrough for the first time since originally beating it, and this was the first year I kind of went back and actually fully replayed the game. So I didn't feel like it could really make the top 5 list, but of course it's amazing. It's probably the best game on the Nintendo Switch. So if you have not played this one and you own a Nintendo Switch, you are doing yourself a disservice. You should probably just return your Nintendo Switch because this is just a quintessential game to play on the console. Next up is my dishonorable mention, which was one of the most disappointing games, in my opinion, of 2021, and that was Skyward Sword HD. This might be more of just my qualms with the game in general, but it was just I just never got into it. Part of it could have been from playing Breath of the Wild earlier in the year, and that game just being so good, and the way the game functions, it just makes sense. You don't have to think about much. I mean, you do have to solve puzzles, obviously, but you don't have to think much about playing the game. And there are just certain control aspects of Breath of the Wild, control aspects of Skyward Sword that just really didn't gel well with me. I didn't think the motion controls were executed well, nor the button controls, having to hold in the left bumper to use the camera. It just never felt intuitive, and I know that maybe it just took time to get used to it, but I did not feel like bothering with it. The story was not the best. I didn't really find the levels and dungeon design interesting enough to keep playing the game. So I intended to review the game, and I never finished it. I haven't picked it up since the month that it came out. So definitely disappointed on that one. Let me know what you guys thought about Skyward Sword HD. Did you play it? Did you pick it up? Did you enjoy it? But now we will officially get into my top 5 games on the Nintendo Switch in 2021. Alright, at number 5, the first game on the list is Mario Party Superstars. I was always a fan of the Mario Parties that I owned. I really only owned Mario Party 8, but me and my friends used to play a lot of Mario Party on the GameCube in college, and it's just a really fun game. Whether you're drinking or not drinking, if you're underage, I would never condone that. If you are of age, by all means, turn the fuck up with some Mario Party Superstars drinking games. So you can make a bit of a party out of it in several ways, but it's also just fun to just kind of play with some friends casually, or to hop online and play a few rounds online. The integration with the online is just what you've always wanted out of Mario Party, and they, for whatever reason, have just always fell short in that department, but they finally delivered with that game, and it's an awesome game. It's probably the best party game that you can buy on Nintendo Switch. I think Mario Party is great because your skill is somewhat irrelevant. If you're really good at the mini games, there is skill involved with those, I would say, and so you might have an edge. But if you're playing just normal Mario Party, it kind of does a good job of keeping everything balanced. At number 4, I have Hades. Don't burn me. I know this game was not released in 2021. This list is just the games that I played in 2021 that I really enjoyed. I guess I should have specified that at the beginning, but I don't think I was that specific. Anyways, I only just now started playing Hades in 2021, and it definitely was a highlight of the year. I don't know how many hours I have in the game now. Not as many as most people, I would say, since I'm still kind of getting into it. I definitely haven't even fully beat the game, I guess, in a way. I know it's endless, but I have not beat what I would assume is the main story, and I imagine that there's stuff to play after as well. But really great game. You can get it for less than $30. Every once in a while you can find it on sale. This is also available on other platforms as well, so if you're not a Switch owner, you can find this on Xbox or PlayStation, Steam, I'm sure, and you can always find it on sale at one of these platforms. And it's definitely a great game, definitely worth checking out if you are interested. Next on the list at number 3, we have Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. The latter, Bowser's Fury, being the highlight of this package in my opinion. It's just a quick little single-player Mario game, open world, that's really well done, a lot of fun. You can kind of see the direction that Nintendo wants to take Mario in their next iterations, and it's incredibly exciting. I really hope that some of the Super Mario Odyssey 2 rumors that are floating around are true. There is essentially just rumors that it is in fact in the works and that you'll be able to play as Mario and Luigi, and I don't know, sounds sick. But the other half of the package, Super Mario 3D World, was easily one of my favorite games just on its own when it was sold on the Wii U, and it is still just as good now. The art style is incredible. The music, I think, is the best Mario music that's been made. I think that Odyssey had some great music, but Super Mario 3D World's music is something else. You could just sit there and listen to that all day long. So, great soundtrack, great gameplay, great art style. Highly recommend this one, especially since it's multiplayer as well, the 3D World aspect of it. And there's actually multiplayer in the Bowser's Fury Part 2, but not as well executed, I would say. But really fun game, highly recommend. At number 2, I have Animal Crossing. Part of me really wanted to put it at number 1. Because it was my most played game of the year. I still check in on my island, and especially since the new update came out, I have, especially the past week or so, been playing this game a lot more. I was not really enjoying the Happy Home DLC, but I finally started unlocking more things, and it's pretty fun, especially if you're an Animal Crossing fan. So this game, while it I guess there are some other non-2021 games on it, but the update was pretty massive and definitely added a whole new aspect and perspective to the game, and as well as just some core gameplay additions like Brewster. Those things I think should have been added in the game when it initially released or within that first year window, but that's, all been discussed before. But everything that is here now is a phenomenal package. I really do think this is one of the best games you can play on Nintendo Switch if you're more interested in casual gaming, or if you do want to go hardcore on this game, you absolutely can do that too. I think I'm close to 700 or 800 hours at this point. I think closer to 800 than 700 by now, but definitely going to continue playing this game into 2022. There's just so much content added with the new update. So it is definitely design oriented, which has never been my favorite part of the game, but they do it really well, and they do it in an exciting way, and they make you want to design things because you unlock new things, you unlock characters, you unlock a bunch of stuff. It's really well done. So definitely recommend the update if you are an Animal Crossing fan. And at number 1 is Metroid Dread. What a great game. Well deserving of the number 1 spot for my 2021 games list. Honestly, most of the games I had on here were released in 2021, so pretty close to getting all of them in there. But these were truly my top 5 games of the year the top 5 games that I enjoyed the most on the year. So not necessarily all 2021, but number 1 is, and it was my first Metroid game that I've ever played, and it was, it being number 1 speaks for itself. So I had a lot of fun with this game. It was kind of on the shorter side, which in reflection I appreciate a little bit more than I did on my initial playthrough. I think that some of the appeal is that you can just replay it if you want. If the game wasn't long enough, go ahead and just replay it, or go in and search for some of those extra power-ups and get a little bit more gameplay out of it. So I've actually been playing Metroid Zero Mission, which was a Game Boy Advance game, and I've been playing that on a Nintendo DS Lite and really enjoying that. And I want to go through and play some of these Metroid games that I haven't experienced before, because this game was just so well done, and it just really kind of brought me into the franchise more than I really thought it would, because I didn't really care for the franchise much. My entire relationship with the franchise was based from Super Smash Brothers. You know, my only experience playing as Samus was in those games. So definitely exciting to be getting into the franchise. I definitely understand what all the fans are diehard about, and it's just a really fun game. I think there's a debate to be had whether or not it's worth $60. I think it's a fair discussion to have. Of course, value is in the eye of the beholder, and I really enjoyed this game for the money I spent. I don't regret spending the money. If you're on the fence about purchasing the game, I don't think you'll wish you didn't buy the game when you play it. So Metroid Dread is my favorite game from the year. So that's going to do it for this video. Really appreciate you staying in till the end. Drop a like if you haven't at this point. It definitely helps the video. And appreciate all the support you guys are showing on the channel and in the comments and everything. So catch you guys in the next one. Peace.